Compliments.
I like when a bunch of black dudes hit on me. If it was white guys, I don't mind. If it's black dudes, it's like, ugh. And I don't give a if people want to continue to call that racist. But every time I say I'm not attracted to a black man, the response I get makes me want to be racist. Because it's, why don't you like us? Oh my God, but aren't you half black? Oh my God, you must have been by your dad. No, maybe I just have a preference and I'm not interested in you.
But look,
like
I think, hold on. I think it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Now, hold on. If you're like, okay, black guys are not really my type, you know what I'm saying, respect to black man, because I'm a black woman, cool. But black guys, like, it's just the way you say it. Now, it is funny though. Look, it is content.
Fucking niggas out on these streets. A black man is the easiest nigga to fucking
get the fuck out of here. She's talking about, the thirstiest niggas. Yeah. It's not about the color. It's about who they are as a man. White niggas be horny. Black niggas be horny. Mexican niggas be horny. Every nigga is horny. Niggas are niggas. Compliments.
Hey, yo, black man, let me ask you a question. Why are more black men quietly leaving the dating market? The first clip I just played for you guys is the reason why. You saw how that black woman was talking about black men, talking down to you, right? And mind you, she's not talking about just one black man. She's speaking about all black men as a collective, right? Now, some of you black men might say to yourself, the woman in that clip was actually pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The way I see it, if you don't mind being seen out in public with a woman, yo, she got to be decent, at least a 5. I wouldn't lie. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind being seen out in person with her. She's straight, right? But you heard what she said, right? And you know what I find so funny? Hold on, before I mention it. It's always the black women who seem to be on the more attractive side. Now, there's a video I'm going to make about this white guy talking about how he would date a black woman, but most black women today look like a science experiment, right? Sexy reds and glorrillas, you know what I mean? But he said, I would date the black woman from the 90s, right? And if you look at this, right, depending on what city you live in, you might see it more or less. When you see white men who are out in public with a black woman on a date or something, or maybe they're in a relationship, look at the quality of the black woman. It makes a lot of fucking sense, right? White men, no, they stay pretty stiff on the standard of what kind of woman they like, right? Even the white woman, granted, he might be with a, honestly, you don't really see white dudes with like chopped white women. You don't. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not often. You know what I'm saying? It's not often. But when you see a white dude with a black woman, guaranteed it's an attractive black woman. You thinking to yourself, yo, what are you doing with him? And I always thought to myself, why? Do you hate yourself that much? Do you really hate yourself that much? So she said that she wouldn't mind a group of white men hitting on her, but a group of black men that makes her mad. Damn, yo, why do you have such deep resentment? Why do you hate yourself so much? Why do you hate how you look so much? Because the man trying to talk to you, the man that's going to actually talk to you, possibly marry you, possibly build something with you, are going to look like you. I just recently saw something about a white guy, right, killing a black woman on a first date, I think in Chicago. I might make a video on that one. Then I recently saw a video of a black dude, of a white guy, I guess on a first date, him and a black woman went jogging in the woods somewhere. And he mentioned to her twice, it was caught on video from her perspective. It was caught on video that he told her he was going to kill her, right? The first time, I guess maybe she didn't hear him and, she ignored it or whatever. Second time he said it, right? She picked up on it. And I guess, he said, oh, I'm just joking. Who jokes like that? Who jokes like that? Listen, you don't see, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you don't see white men telling white women how he's going to kill her. Right? Now, we know about what they did back in the past. We know who's the real domestic violence person, but it's all about, how it looks to other people for black women. For them, right? For black women, it seems like being with the white man is a status kind of thing. Status to who? Who cares about a black woman being with a white man? I guess other black women might say, oh, yeah, but he, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might champion it. They might advocate for it. But we all know white men don't give a damn about you. White men aren't marrying you. Now, you might hear a black woman go online and say, oh, white men and black women are married, 5%, or they have the lowest divorce rate or something like that. I know it's one of those, stats, right? I think they have the lowest divorce rate. They have the lowest divorce rate because Keisha will legit kiss the white man's feet in order to stay with him. Yeah, she will kiss his feet. If Brad said, yo, lick my shit. Yo, if he said, lick my crap, yo, I wouldn't even be surprised if a black woman didn't. That's my word. Now, what I find so funny in that clip, right? She also mentioned that black men are the easiest men to get. Now, I talk my talk sometimes about black men. You need some discipline. You need semen retention. That's how you get off the plantation. That's how you build up that discipline to, get away from them, right? And I will admit, some black dudes, they do be thirsty. Black men do be thirsty sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And she also mentioned fat white women are with black men. That's how easy black men are to get. Now, what I find so funny about that, because here's the plot twist. Yes, fat white women may get with black men, but that shows you how horrible black women are, that a black man will rather be with a fat white woman when he can just easily get with a fat black woman, right? Because the attitude, the behavior, and the way how their brains work is completely different. See, a fat white woman, she understands I'm fat, so yeah, my quality isn't that high. So I have to be able to balance out, my lower level of looks with the nice and sweet disposition, right? So yeah, she'll be more supporting of you. She'll cook for you. She will have less attitude. Fat black women, back in the day when you had a black woman who had the lunch lady arms, the whole concept was, yeah, she can throw down in the kitchen, which was true at one point, right? Now these fat black women, you're a science experiment of Sexy Red and Glorilla put together, right? So you look worse than what you did in the past. On top of the fact you add in all types of additives and thinking you're being creative because you want to stand out and all that nonsense, right? So on top of the fact you fat, on top of the fact that your display is, it's extra and loud, so now it's bringing you down more points, right? And on top of the fact you can't even cook. Like, come on, son. You want to eat McDonald's? You want to eat Wendy's? You want to eat Burger King? You want to eat slop and fast food? Yo, go get your fat ass in the kitchen and go make some damn macaroni and cheese from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Yo, but that's not the reality no more, black men. That's not the reality no more. And she was talking about how she doesn't care if black men, call her racist and call her all types of names. Yo, listen, you're just another black woman who out here chasing white men. And guess what? White men gonna pass you around. Black men, hold on. You know what's so funny about these black women who talk this kind of way about black men and try and get with white women? They get passed around. I'm telling you, that's my word. White men pass them around. For you dudes who've been to university, and you know I'm not lying when I say this, right? Black women who kind of hang around those white fraternities, yo, ask your white homies, ask your white friends if you got them. Black women be in there getting passed around like a hot potato, getting passed around like a fresh lit backwood, getting passed around the way how the young boys nowadays smoke these carts, getting passed around, bro. You remember back in the day, yo, you open up a new Gatorade, yo, your homies asking, yo, waterfall, waterfall. You know what I mean? Or you back out some gum, your homies talking about PC, bro, PC. Nah, man, I'm not sharing with everybody. Yo, black men, they're for everybody. They're for everybody, black men. That's my word. And I'm like, yo, here's the thing. If your preference, because we're all entitled to our own preference, if your preference is a white man, by all means, just go for white men. You don't have to talk down on black men, right? You don't have to talk down on black men. Just go for your preference. You want to spit fire at black men for what? It's sick. It's disgusting. She calling black men thirsty. Now, I told you some black men, yo, you're so desperate for black women, right? You know, it does give us a bad look in some kind of way. But let's keep it a buck. The black men who she's talking about aren't the black men who I make content for. When I talk about 10%, yo, let's keep it a buck. 10%, you've been said F it. You've been gave it the middle finger. You've been packed your bags. You've been opened up your options. And see, that's the best part. When a black man isn't afraid to open up his options, you know, let's keep it a buck. He tends to smile more. This is why I tell you, brothers, you know, if you are somewhere in the South, I get it. Due to proximity, you know what I'm saying? Because most black people live in the South. So due to proximity, yeah, you're around black women. You live in a neighborhood full of black people. When you go to the grocery store, all you see is black people. When you go to the doctor's office, all you see are black people. You might have the one white male doctor in there, but you mostly see who? Black people. When you go to your concerts or you go to your local events, you mostly see who? Black people. So granted, due to proximity, that's who you majority have access to, right? And, you know, if you play things the right way, you kind of figure out the science behind it. I could make a different video about that. But yeah, when you figure it out, you realize you don't have to date them, but it's going to be harder to date out just due to your location, right? But black men, you don't have to limit yourself, because if they feel like, well, a black man is the easiest man to get, hence why the average marriage rate for a black woman is like 35 to 40 years old. Again, if you guys went to university, if you look at your Asian, your Caucasian, and your Hispanic Latino counterparts, a lot of them get married right after university, right after graduation, or somewhere between 22 years old and 30. Black Jones, we already know that only 1 in 4 of you will get married. That's 25%. And that 25%, oh my God. Let's not even talk about the 25%, because when you look at the pattern recognition, bro, it just shows you like what's really going on. But that 75%, yo, it's going to be women like her. She's going to definitely fall in that 75%. You think black men trying to go marry that? Yo, let's keep it a buck. When it comes down to it, I think black men by this point, young black men, Gen Z, right? Because that's what I make content for real. But, you know, you could be 10% and still fall into that older age range. It's just the idea that for the young guys, all the proof is out here. Everything is out here for us to see that pretty much, yo, black women aren't really a good choice, dude. They're not a good choice. Now, you guys might want to go overseas, and I'm going to save that for a different topic. And you might want to go after Keisha overseas. it could be better if you stay over there, right? Don't try and bring it back. And let me tackle that second video real quick, right? In that second video clip, you have the black woman riding the jet ski with the white instructor on the back, right? And I cropped it a little bit, but the caption said, you asked your instructor to record you and make a video, but he was just having the best time of his life. And mind you, black man, at the time I screen recorded that video, right? That video had about 500,000 views, maybe like 700,000 views, 132,000 likes, and as you see, 5,000 plus comments. I went in the comment section. You got all types of black women in there talking about, oh yeah, the white man looks so happy. Oh, listen, he just having the best time of his life. Listen, being with a white man, you know, it was just pretty much advocating for the average white guy, bigging up the average white guy. Right. You saw how the white guy had the camera pointed down at the black woman's ass. And I guess he was like humping on her or something like that. You know what I mean? He just cheesing and hey, black man, that's just what it is. If you was a black man doing anything, you know what I find so funny is they let these white guys get away with murder. But if it was you, black man, oh, they're about to crucify you like Jesus. They're about to nail you to the cross. The way how they're going to make you feel and look like a monster. It's really despicable. It's really despicable, man. And I find it so funny that the kind of pass that they give to white men is crazy. You know what I find like something that's really like resilient about black men? Black men, we don't give women passes for stuff, right? Of course, you may have simps, but black men, we don't give women passes for stuff, regardless of her race, right? If a black man feel like, yo, you need to respect me, that respect, that attitude, that mindset is carried through every single race. Just because you're this doesn't mean I'm gonna let you get away with this. Just because you feel like, oh, my shit don't stink like a black woman, that I can do what she is not allowed to do. Nah. And hold on, even as a black man, yo, see, I may say in my videos, right, open up your options. But I'm not on here talking about, oh, black women, you so easy. I mean, honestly, I don't have to say it. Everybody knows black women are easy. Everybody, hold on, for non-black men, and this is my word, I'm gonna end it like this, right? Black men, I do see stuff online, never really heard it in person, but you know, you see stuff online, you know, black dudes talk about black women being easy and, you know, stuff like that. But here's the reality. Black women don't have a good image worldwide. You know, when men are thinking about how they just want to have sex, have fun, and do all types of devious things in the bedroom, who do you think they look at for that kind of stuff? Black women. They're looking at a black woman for just to go have sex, right? White men from Europe love going down to Africa to do what? Just have sex. These guys think that they're exotic to a black woman in Africa. These European guys think they're exotic to black women down there in South America. I want you guys to pay attention to that, man. You know, you got these Arabic guys who think the same way, that when they go into Africa, or it's just that in America, yeah, we have a different way of displaying things, right? America, it's like PG-13. We know something's going on, but we don't know the reality behind it because it's all happening behind the scenes. When it comes to overseas, where everything's really in your face, everything's really rated R, right? It's really XXX. Yo, that's the truth, yo. Black women, they really use for sex. Dudes come through and just lay pipe on them And it's funny because a lot of times they're not even paid. Guys aren't even paying you for the sex. You just out here either selling yourself for dirt cheap, or you just happy to say I fuck somebody that's not a black man. Crazy, right? Anyways, black men, I'm just showing you guys this, be aware. Understand how they really feel about you. And that first clip, I want you black men to really pay attention to it. When you go outside your front door, whether you're a young guy in university, whether you're young, adult age, working professional, you in the city somewhere, just pay attention. If you see a black woman with a white guy and they're supposedly in a relationship, or however they might be doing things or calling it, pay attention that the black woman is usually a black woman you're thinking to yourself like, damn, what are you doing with it? Hold on. Oh, before I end the video, black man, let me tell you a story real quick. I kid you not. I kid you not. I kid you not, black man. This is my word. I knew a young black woman, right? And when I was in university, this is like my senior year, or like the year after I graduated when I met her. A young Ethiopian, or let me not call her Ethiopian, but she was definitely East African. Definitely East African, right? Young East African, pretty black woman, right? She was gorgeous. I ain't gonna hold you. And her I guess, I don't forget boyfriend. There's no way it's her boyfriend. Sugar daddy was an old white man. I ain't gonna hold you. The white guy, he had some money. Dude lived in a nice place, drove a Porsche. He was definitely spending that money on her, because you can, from what she told me and what you can see about her, you can just tell, right? But I thought to myself, like, what? When I say old, I'm not, bro, listen, she had to be like 21, 22 when I met her over the time, like 23, 24. And yes, she's with this old ass white man. I'm talking old. I'm talking like 60 plus. I'm like, damn. I'm like, damn. It's crazy, yo. But anyways, black man. And so many things is going through my head right now. I'm just thinking about how, she used to, like, for him, it might have been him just paying for, a young black woman. He probably just smashing her when he want to, spending some money on her. It's nothing to him. In her mind, black man, I'm telling you, bro, that was like the best moments of her life. The way how she revered him, the way how she looked at him, the way how she would just be so happy to hold his hand and walk. I'm like, wow. Wow. It really made me question some things. But, that's how they see white men, black men. In their mind, they already know things. They already know a marriage will not happen with a white man. The best they're hoping for is that the white man spoil them and she can get a mixed baby out the situation, man. Because remember, black men, when they talk about good hair, right? That term good hair, what is good hair? I mean, if the hair is healthy, you know what I'm saying? If you wash your hair and you eat the proper food and you hydrate yourself, yeah, your hair will be healthy. But when they talk about good hair, they're talking about a looser curl pattern. They're talking about a higher level of porosity, right? They're talking about having 3A, 3B, even 3C hair texture. They want to get away from 4C so bad, black men. Why do you think they wear the wigs? Why do you think they wear the weave? They want to get away from 4C hair so bad, black men. They want to get away from 4B hair so bad, black men. So bad. Anyways, yo, I'm out. Peace.